Hello YouTube and welcome to another GV Top 10 video. Today on the 14th of March we don't only celebrate Pi Day, but in Eastern cultures the 14th of March is also known as White Day, the male equivalent of Valentine's Day. Now 1 month ago on Valentine's Day I did my top 10 anime couples, so I thought why not do the exact opposite on White Day. So today I'm presenting you guys my top 10 anime duos that I wished were a couple. These are duos that A. were a couple but broke up, B. were in love with each other but couldn't be together, or C. duos that there wasn't any romantical bond between but where I wanted one to be. So before I start, as in my top 10 couples list, I must warn you that most of these duos will be spoilers to their respective animes. So to minimize the chance that you're spoiled, I've listed all the animes that will be mentioned in this video in the description box. And before I get to the next anime, I will put an annotation in the upper right hand corner announcing what the next anime will be, so that you can pause and fast forward the video if you want to. So now that we have that out of the way, let's start the list of heartache. On number 10 and 9, I'm immediately starting off with something special, since it isn't set in stone yet that these duos won't ever become couples, since for both animes a second season is announced. And the first duo is Megami and Soma from Shokugeki no Soma. For them, I think it was pretty clear in the first season that GC stuff was setting something up between the two of them, and I hope that in the second season they will find each other, and knowing GC stuff, I don't think that they will disappoint me. On 9 then, we have Kumiko and Reina from Hibike Euphonium. For them, I also really hope that they will become an official couple in the second season of Hibike Euphonium. The fact that they didn't in the first season was one of my biggest complaints in my review on the series. It would also be very interesting to see a lesbian couple in an anime without it being over exaggerated. Also here I trust the studio Kyoto Animation with this task, although it seems that they're trying new things these days. If you're watching Musaige no Phantom World this season, then you know what I'm referring to. On the 8th place we have another double duo, but this time from the same anime, being Onoda and Kanzaki and Manami and Miyahara from Yowamushi Pedal. Also here it was one of my biggest negative points in the review that there wasn't any romantical development between these two duos. Luckily for me, also Yowamushi Pedal is getting another season, and you guys have no idea how happy I am about that. So hopefully, besides some thrilling races, we also get to see some development outside of the races between these two couples. The 7th place goes to Yumi and Kochi from Kimikiss Rouge. Now, some of you might have expected this duo to stand a lot higher on this list, since Yumi is still my number 1 waifu. But if you saw my review / rant video of Kimikiss Rouge, you also know how much I hate Kochi and the way he dumped Yumi. The only reason that they're on this list is because the time that they were together in the anime, I really enjoyed their relationship and I hoped the best for them. Until I started to notice the changes in the atmosphere and in the behavior of Kochi. So in the end still, fuck off Kochi, you don't deserve Yumi, and without her you wouldn't even be on this list. Number 6 goes to Yoko and Asahi from Jitsu wa Watashi wa. I'm again referring to my review of the anime, where I talked about how I was left with empty hands at the end of the anime. I mean, the anime prepares us for a relationship between Yoko and Asahi. It even presented a rival for Yoko in the form of Nagisa. So everything was pointing in the direction that in the final episode the two would become a couple, and then they don't. There isn't a single spark that even looks like some kind of confession. I still hold hope that one day there will be a second season of Jitsu wa Watashi wa, because this was for me as a romance lover unbearable. On number 5, we have the first duo that wanted to be together but didn't get the chance to. That duo is Felia and Sogo from Comet Lucifer. I did not see that ending coming. I was not expecting that Felia would sacrifice herself to save Giftia. I thought that she was going to save the planet and after that become a couple with Sogo. So I was actually pretty sad at the end of Comet Lucifer when we see Sogo looking up at the night sky, knowing that Felia is up there guarding him and Giftia as the fairy of the planet. This was one of the things that Comet Lucifer surprised me with, and as I said, it left me with quite a sad feeling. Number 4 is a duo from a review I did not too long ago, being Chitanda and Hotaro from Hyouka. Like in my number 6 choice, I felt so cheated on by the anime, giving us hints the entire anime that Chitanda and Hotaro have feelings for each other, and then you give me that scene in the final episode where I thought that it was happening, only to reveal that it was only a daydream of Hotaro. I was so frustrated by that scene. Why did you take my happiness from me, KyoAni? And on top of that, you can also put the fact that also Satoshi and Ibara never became a couple. It was like this anime wanted me to get depressed. Oh god. Now we're getting to the real sad ones that broke my heart. The first of those are Noe and Shinichiro from True Tears. First of all, Noe was such a cute girl. She still stands on the 3rd place on my cutest female characters list that you can find on Anime Planet. The breakup between them was the first time that I was confronted with NTR in an anime, and from that day on I despise it. Now you could feel the breakup coming the closer we got to the end of the anime, and also the MC choosing for the childhood friend is a standard path in anime, but I was still an anime novice when I watched True Tears, so I hoped for the best, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Number 2 is a duo that broke a lot of hearts past year, and with that I mean a lot. The fate of this duo brought me to the verge of crying. That duo is Kaori and Kosei from Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso. If you weren't moved by that ladder scene in the final episode, then there's something wrong with you. It was just so unexpected that Kaori actually died in the final episode. No one was expecting that. And the fact that they both loved each other the entire time but didn't have the guts to admit it made it all even sadder. I was completely swept off my feet and left absolutely speechless at the end of the final episode. That unexpected, heartbreaking ending is one of the main reasons, together with the music and the animation, that Shigatsu is still one of my all-time favorite animes. But there's one duo that made me even sadder by not being together. The duo that gave me the biggest heartache was Chihiro and Keima from The World God Only Knows. That final scene where we see both Chihiro and Keima crying completely destroyed my heart. It was also such a surprise that it eventually was Chihiro that would fall in love with Keima. Not a lot of people, and certainly I, weren't expecting that. If the anime would have adapted everything from the manga, the surprise would have been even greater, since now they skipped quite a substantial part from the manga with like 4 more conquests. Now I rewatched The World God Only Knows a few months ago, and I must say, now that I saw it all a second time, I saw clear signs in the Chihiro arc that pointed in the direction of her becoming the true love of Keima, since she was the first and only girl that was able to confuse Keima's analytical mind. Also, the fact that in the episode right after the Chihiro arc, she's referenced again at the beginning, was a sign that she left a deep impression on Keima. But that final scene was still so savage, especially because since the bankruptcy of Manglobe last year, we won't ever see them together. Yes, I know that at the end of the manga they get together, but that's just not the same. I have to continue reading the manga, by the way, since those new conquests were quite interesting. So there you have it, my top 10 anime duos that I wished were a couple. Let me know in the comments what refused relationship broke your heart the most. Then I will thank you all for watching and I will see you all in the next video.